Talk in the house. We're not in Oakland, bitches. We're in San Francisco.
Hell yeah.
Mission District. That's right. Mission District. What's up, boys? How you doing?
Fucking great.
Welcome to Sous Talk. Piglet
yeah,
SF in the house. Piglet&Co. What's up, chefs?
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, so you guys were in here prepping all day today?
All day.
Yeah, are you closed, what, 2 days a week?
Sunday night and then Monday, Tuesday.
Okay, so you do Sunday lunch?
We do Sunday brunch.
Okay,
Yeah,
Sunday brunch and then close.
Yep.
Oh, that's legit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Wednesday through Saturday dinner, Sunday brunch, and then we'll do to-go lunches Wednesday through Friday.
Dope. Okay. And then how long you been open now?
We're almost to a year. January 28th was our grand opening.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, we've already been open for a year. We did a couple soft openings in December. So.
And how do you feel now versus when you started this? Like, because I know before you open this anticipation, you're hungry. Are you still that hungry?
Every day, we're still hungry. A little more tired.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But,
Definitely more tired.
Hey, man, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
So you just had a write-up recently, an eater,
Yep.
right? So how does that happen? Do they tell you they're coming? Do they just drop by?
We had no idea.
Mhm.
They didn't really say anything.
Right.
No, they told us they were going to send by a photographer to do a photo shoot. And
Right.
next thing we know, we did the photo shoot, and a couple weeks later, the next day, like, oh, hey, just so you know, Best New Restaurants is dropping, and you're in it.
That's legit.
So,
Hell yeah. I mean, they had you on the map, you know. People know about this place. They know to come scope it out here in the Mission. Does the social climate in San Francisco scare you at all? Do you is it like, the homeless shit? Like, is it a problem around here? It doesn't matter because you're kind of closed off. You don't even know you're in here. You know what I mean? You're in a city, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, when you're on the street, it's definitely pretty prevalent.
Yeah.
But it's San Francisco, man.
Yeah, man. It's just like part of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I kind of like the zombies.
Yeah.
Playing around, you know what I mean? Because it's
You get used to it.
yeah, if for God forbid, right, a wild animal gets loose in the city, like I know at least 300 motherfuckers gonna get ate before me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
so-
so I'm like, I'm good. You know what I mean? They're like our the fainting sheeps and the farms. You know?
Yeah.
So shit, man. How long you been here working with Chef?
We've been here for a little over a year now.
Okay, so you've been since it started.
Since the beginning.
Were
since the
you
beginning.
R&D everything?
R&D,
Yeah.
painting,
Painting
Right.
the walls,
construction.
and putting
Yeah.
shit up.
How'd you guys meet?
Chef used to do pop-ups at Harmonic Brewing
Okay.
in the dog patch before they closed down.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I would just walk up and compliment the food, and we just started shooting the shit.
Yeah.
One of my
Spoke
old,
the same language.
yeah,
Yep.
one of my old classmates from culinary school worked under him for a little while too.
Right.
So I guess that's how we made the connection. We've
Fuck
just been
yeah.
homies ever since.
Right. And how is that relationship get challenged when you're running a restaurant together? I mean, or is everything kind of fall into place?
For the most part, I think it's fallen into place. We've definitely had our tiffs and had our times where we were very frustrated with each other.
Right.
But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
we're grown ups, we're adults, and we're here to do the same thing. We have
Right.
one goal in mind, and it's whatever happens, we squash it, we move forward, and
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty much it.
Right.
So,
Do you have
yeah.
would you have any piece of advice for anybody that's going into business together, that's friends that maybe now that you didn't know before?
Don't be an asshole.
Yeah,
Okay.
have a lot of patience, you
Right.
know, and then when problems do right, just squash it right there.
Right.
Get it over with, and move on.
That's legit. Yeah. If you let problems fester, usually that's when it
Mm-hmm.
becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I saw you guys we did Coachella last year.
Yep.
I was there, Yangban.
Yep.
You guys were there. How did you guys even get roped into doing Coachella?
So before we opened the restaurant, we were doing pop-ups.
Mhm.
El Chino Grande, that was
Mhm.
kind of our night market inspired kind of street food
Right.
concept. And we did a first music festival in Oakland. I think it was 2019, like 2020, right after COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Porter Robinson, and it's Golden Voice, the same promoters as Coachella. So they're like, hey, if you do well here, we'll invite you down to Coachella.
Right.
And that was last year. So we did Coachella last year,
Mhm.
and then we got invited back again this past year. So
Oh, that's legit.
yeah, we've done
Okay.
Outside Lands a couple times as well.
Yeah.
So.
Do you like doing the festivals?
It's rough. Yeah, it's
bro.
rough for sure.
You find yourself doing shit that, bro. I was working this like rodeo event, and they were like, "Yo, we don't have enough mac and cheese." And I was like, "What do we do?" And they're like, "Mix the nacho cheese in with the bechamel."
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
I was like, "For real?"
Cheat
And they're
codes,
like,
man.
"Yeah, cheat codes, right?" I was like,
Yep.
"Hey, fuck it."
Yeah.
And I tasted it. I mean, it's not that bad.
Hey,
you know?
I mean, I think the general public's not really gonna
Right.
really know. I mean, at the end of the day, you're at a festival.
Mm-hmm.
Our first year at Coachella, I thought we had brought enough food for both weekends. Like, this is
Right.
our first 2-weekend event, never
Yeah.
done it before. And we go down there, all coolers. We sold out all of our food by Sunday, weekend one.
Right.
So we're in LA. We had to figure out,
Mhm.
well,
Mad scramble for
Yep.
prep.
Yep.
What'd you end up doing?
Restaurant Depot
Okay.
and
Where'd you prep? Where'd you prep?
Airbnb.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
You gotta do what
Hey,
you
you
gotta
got
do,
it done,
man.
bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
when you got a business to run, you got to make it happen.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
fucking made it happen.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
There was no other option, you know.
Right.
So you gotta.
Damn, you guys cooked for like 1,000 people at an Airbnb.
Yeah, it was pretty
That
brutal.
must have
Yeah,
been
pretty rough.
They're like, buy ice,
Yep.
clear the
Yep.
fridge.
And that first year, we did everything out of coolers.
yeah.
So we had ice, coolers. Learned real quick.
Right. You didn't rent shit.
I didn't rent anything.
Oh,
you know,
man.
and learned real quick that's not the way to go. So
No.
this past year, we rented a reefer van,
Mhm.
trailer, everything.
Right. Especially out
A
there
lot
in the
easier.
middle. The thing is with Coachella, it's not just the festival, it's the elements.
Mm.
Yeah.
Bro, it's dry as fuck out there.
Yeah.
There was
Dust
like a
storms are
sandstorm.
bad.
Yeah, the dust
Dusty.
storms, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what is this? Bro? I
Yeah.
feel like
You can literally see the glitter sand, the dust up in
Yeah.
the air. Oh, it's brutal.
Dude, the desert's a rough place, man.
Yeah.
It's just dry down there. And you don't notice you're getting dry. All of a
Yep.
sudden you'll be like, man, my fucking chips. You know, they look like
Mhm.
looking like Clint Eastwood and fucking Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah.
But so let's get into a little bit of your history. So El Chino Grande, where were you? Where were you before when you were El Chino Pequeño? You know.
I don't think I've ever
That's
been.
a good one.
I don't think I've ever seen El Chino Pequeño.
Don't tell that to your
He's been
dishwasher.
big
Bro.
all
It'll
his
never
life.
live it down, bro. There's some jokes you don't share.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, I've never been El Chino. I've always been big.
Yeah.
You know, I was born here in Berkeley,
Mhm.
Bay Area boy.
Dope.
My dad was with hotels. He worked for Hilton for a long time,
Okay.
so we kind of moved around a lot as a kid.
All right.
Lived in the Bay Area for a little bit until I was 8.
Mhm.
Moved to Chicago, there for a couple of years. Arizona for a couple of years. Graduated high school from Indiana,
Yeah.
of all places, and then back to California. Lived in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Went to UH.
Were you cooking this whole time or no?
This was all before high school.
Okay.
Yeah,
All before high school. Okay,
all before
got
high
you.
school. Yeah,
So you shouldn't have been working.
well,
All right.
or so they say.
Yeah, or so they say, right?
But professionally, no. One of my first restaurant jobs was actually here in the city walls in culinary school.
Mm-hmm.
Worked there for a little bit, and then decided to focus more on school.
Right.
And then I moved out to Hawaii for my externship. Worked for Alan Wong's. Was there for about a year and a half.
Mhm.
Came back. Kind of didn't know what I wanted to do. Originally wanted to open a restaurant. Thank God that didn't happen
Yeah.
15 years ago. You know, I didn't know what I was doing. Decided I needed to cook again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, was a chef at a hotel for a little bit. And then I think one of those things where I realized I jumped into a sous chef position, management position too early.
Right.
You know, I needed to kind of go cook again. So,
Right. What was the realization? Like, what was the moment that you were like, oh,
managing a team,
right,
managing a whole hotel kitchen,
right.
everything. I didn't know what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Half the people are older than you.
Yeah, that's rough.
all of them
Fucking
were.
rough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's hard.
You know, I mean, thank goodness I spoke Chinese because
Right.
half of them were Chinese. They
Uh-huh.
respected me just because I spoke Chinese to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but realized I needed to learn how to cook a little bit more, kind of start from ground zero. So,
Right.
left that job, went to High-Low Barbecue, which
Mhm.
was kind of around the corner right here, 19th and Mission is where Lazy Bear, the space that Lazy Bear took over.
Okay.
But was there with them for a little bit, Hog and Rocks, and then worked at Roy's. And then most previously, before my pop-ups, I was the CDC at Aina SF, a modern Hawaiian restaurant in Dog Patch.
Dope.
So
Dope. So how long are we talking this career span?
I think 15 years,
15
16
years? Yeah.
You know? Not
But-
that long, but
Yeah,
long
but
enough.
always in the back of your mind, you wanted a restaurant. You want to own your own restaurant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my first restaurant job. This guy I worked with, Eddie, he was just like, never own your own restaurant. Be a chef of a restaurant.
Yeah.
Never own it. And I was
Yeah.
like, fuck that. Like if I want to open a restaurant, I'm gonna own that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
You know. So 20 years later, here I am, you know.
There you go, baby. Do you think there's plans for more restaurants?
There's always plans for more.
Mhm.
You know, we have different concepts that we want to do, but
right.
I think number one, this is always going to be our baby.
It's your
and
baby,
We
yeah.
got to make sure we take care of this. You know.
Right,
So,
right. For sure. Yeah, that's a lot. What happens is people open a restaurant and they're like, let's open another one. It's like, it's not a baby. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's hard work and it takes a lot of people
Yeah.
to just like sustain the shit, you know? Especially out here in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole nother animal down here. Like,
Oh yeah, most definitely.
yeah, it's different from, you know, when I worked in Napa, just the trash,
Mm.
you know, the rules and all the shit you have to follow, like that people don't think about. They come in here and they eat dinner, whatever. They don't have to think about that shit. But I'm like, those are the things you don't think about as a chef. You're like,
Yeah.
I'll just own a restaurant. What about the fucking trash schedule? Bro?
Yeah.
You know, it's like the unpretty shit of the industry that you have to do in order to
Mhm.
survive, for sure. And you know, they always talk about in SF that business isn't what it used to be. Like, what is your take on that? I mean, you had a year, you're still here, you know?
It's definitely been hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I definitely think that there's less diners willing to pay for that experience,
Right.
you know, who are actually like culinarians, who are true foodies and want to experience a restaurant for this food. There's definitely less of them around.
Mm-hmm.
For us, it's been very up and down. You know, we've gone from the opening hype, super, super busy,
Mm-hmm.
fully staffed until, you know, after summertime, it dropped down significantly,
Mm-hmm.
scarily. We had to, you know, run skeleton crew. There's plenty of nights and days where it's just me and Eddie on the line.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I
Split
think,
like 16 dishes. I get 8, gets 8,
Mm-hmm.
bust it out.
Mhm.
Roll out. That's
Yeah.
tough, man.
Got to
Yep.
do it, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah, you do.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
then now after that article, you know, we've been firing on all everything. You know,
Mhm.
we've been busy. You know,
Right.
so our goal now is to make sure we keep those people coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, make sure we live up to that hype.
Right.
So
And how do you market? Do you have a marketing team? Do you like do everything on social media?
social media, my partner Marcel,
Yeah.
she runs the social media. She does
Mhm.
everything. That's just us. You know,
Right.
we have no investors. It's just myself and Marcel,
Right.
and we do everything.
So how long did you do the pop-up before you opened the space?
We started in 2019, so
Mhm.
3 years.
Okay.
3 years of doing the pop-ups
Right.
every single weekend, private dinners, pop-ups, you know,
Mhm.
by myself.
I know how
Yeah,
that is.
literally.
First Coachella, I prepped all Coachella by myself.
Oh, that's rough.
That was a
man.
mistake.
Yeah, for sure, man. At first, when you're
Yeah.
like buying the groceries, you're like, fuck it. Yeah. And then when you're like
Mhm.
halfway in it, you're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Peeling your own garlic. Like,
Yeah,
fuck,
bro,
man,
yeah,
What I
exactly.
get myself into?
Yeah. Just buy the peeled garlic, my man.
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. And I was like,
Okay.
I want to make my
Nobody's
own.
gonna know.
No one's gonna know.
No one's gonna know, man. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. That first Coachella, man. After I unloaded everything from Depot, I'm looking at kind of like what I have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at like 3 cases of cucumbers, 3 cases of like a ridiculous amount of mandolining I needed to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I paid by the hour at that kitchen, so
Right.
I paid a lot in the rent that week.
God damn.
So
Yeah,
that's
you gotta
crazy.
do it, man.
yeah.
And so, Eddie, where are you, man? What's your story?
Well, I was born in a small town called Tulare,
Okay.
a small farm town, really big in agriculture. You know, kind of didn't really appreciate it until I got over and then became a chef. And now when I go back home, and I just realized like how abundant it is.
Yeah.
Culinary school, I went when I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
I graduated from high school early when I was 17. just
How'd you
kinda
do that?
Independent studies, man. Fucking
Oh,
cheat code right there.
there you go.
I know.
Well, when you're in a farm town, you ain't got shit to do. Like,
Yep. I was just,
fucking-
smoking weed, doing my homework
Yeah.
at home. But yeah, I was able to graduate early. Really wanted to move to San Francisco, so I made it out here on my own.
Yeah.
Took the Amtrak, one suitcase.
One way.
Yep, never looked back.
Do you
Had to
know
make it
anybody out
happen.
here?
I did not.
So where'd you stay?
Actually, I had a friend where his aunt rented me an apartment,
Okay.
and that's
So
how I
you-
got on my feet.
Right.
And then from there, I just
Where'd you
balls to
work
the
at?
wall. My father owned a flower shop
Mm-hmm.
my whole life, so I started on the flower market,
Okay.
and then found my way into the local cafe there called Bocelli's.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just spend a couple of days in there, and then started applying for culinary school. Made it into Le Cordon Bleu, which
Yeah.
was it California Culinary Academy at the time?
CCA.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Chris
got
actually
you,
went to the
got
same
you.
culinary
Mhm.
school.
Dope.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's not the same one that Raquel was talking about on the podcast, is it?
No, I believe hers was a more private school,
Right.
like very small.
Okay.
I
Did you get
believe-
any of that Le Cordon Bleu money? Oh, you did. Okay, hold
I
on. Let's
got-
talk about this.
I
How
got
much?
all my loans paid back.
You got all your loans paid back.
He got
Mhm.
everything.
Like
Yeah.
they just give you a lump sum check.
Oh yeah.
Damn, bro. So what
Mhm.
was it? What was it? What'd they do? What happened? Did they tell you?
He knows more about it.
Well, I think they were in a lawsuit for just like lying to people about job placement.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it really went like astray. And
Right.
I remember they would just accept like seniors and just to be able to take their money. It was pretty wild. I went to culinary school with like an 85-year-old guy. I was like, man, how is he here right now? Shit was so wild.
Wait, did you have to help him? Like, did he keep
Oh
up?
yeah, I
Like,
remember it was quite scary being in class with him, like especially on butchery day.
you're like behind.
It's like shaking with a big old mallet in his hand. I'm like, oh my goodness, we gotta get this guy out of here.
So okay, so I can understand why.
Yeah,
And then they had the lawsuit. Did you sign up for anything, or did you just get a check in the mail?
yeah. It was called the Borrower's Defense to Repayment Program.
Mm-hmm.
It took a couple years, but since Le Cordon Bleu was in the lawsuit, you just get approved right away.
Right.
No hassle, really.
Damn.
Yep.
They got one for Facebook right now.
Oh
Sometimes
wow.
I see it. Yeah. Like, did you use Facebook from these years? I'm like, yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
But you know what they'll
crazy.
do? They'll just shadow ban your shit. They're like, why
Mhm.
would we push your
Yeah.
podcast? You know, you can't fuck with them like that. So you came to the city. You were working flower shop, cafe,
Mm-hmm.
and then where was like that after culinary school? Where was like your first like, damn, this is a kitchen?
I got really lucky. During my externship, I found a small little Italian restaurant called Seven Hills,
Mm-hmm.
and the chef at the time, his name was Tony Florian. Just got done working for Michael Tusk. So
Okay.
very hungry guy at the time. Really wanted to make a name for himself, and he really taught me everything I know. I really owe that guy a lot.
Mm.
Butchery, working with the seasons, pretty much everything.
Mm-hmm.
Charcuterie, everything that you can think of.
Damn. How long you stay with him?
I stood with him for almost 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got it. Where's he at now?
It's still at Seven Hills.
Still at Seven Hills.
Mhm.
Okay. Got you. Got to go check that place out. Got to have him on the show.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Is there others like you? Like that he was teaching at the same time?
No, I'm the only one.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Heard that. And then after the 5 years, why'd you decide to leave?
I left in 2019, right before the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to start doing taco pop-ups.
Okay.
So I was trying to go heavy into that, but kind of just wrong timing. Pandemic hit.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of really had to think about what I needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I started working at the Morris under Gavin Schmidt. He taught me a lot too. Really great chef.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really great chef.
The Morris.
Mm-hmm.
Was that
If you
like
haven't
during
been-
pandemic?
You should go. Yeah.
Yeah. I got to
Mhm.
check it out for sure. There's a lot of places here that are institutions that, you know, they're not in the top list right now. They're not in the mix, but they're fucking institutions.
Mm-hmm.
Like La Ciccia.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious fuck Italiano food. Like,
Is that place
damn.
still open?
it changed ownership.
Changed ownership.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But honestly, like all the cooks were still gonna be the same.
Crazy.
A homegirl Zara from Burdell, she used to be the like GM there a little
Mhm.
bit, or like part time or something. And so she served us our meal there and told us a little bit of
Nice.
backstory. But so the new owner took it over, but it's the same chef, same cook,
Mhm.
same dishwasher. Those people have been working there for like fucking 30 years.
Damn.
Yeah. Like their staff is solid.
I love restaurants like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like a dying breed, but
Mhm.
that's what honestly makes a place consistent because it's the same motherfucker cooking the shit
Oh, yeah.
every day, you
Most
know?
definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like you can say what you want about like I also think that on the flip side of that is cool when you see like Alain Ducasse, like how he's have so many Michelin stars across so many restaurants.
Mhm.
That's insane.
Mhm.
You know? So it's like the same but different.
Yeah, most
For
definitely.
sure. So fuck yeah. So then you met him.
Yeah.
You guys started doing this
Yeah.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
So were you ever apprehensive? Like, I don't know about doing this restaurant.
No, we're just ready to do some cool shit.
Right.
Yeah, on board from day one.
Fuck yeah.
I think the only time we ever worked together is we did Dandelion 12 Nights of Chocolate,
Okay.
Yeah, that was our first time.
2019.
Yeah.
And then kind of just hit it off from there.
Mm-hmm. And that menu, that 12 nights of chocolate, do you pair it with chocolate? Is it a chocolate tasting the whole way through?
Mhm.
Yeah. So every single dish needs to have some sort of chocolate component,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's cacao nibs or just straight up chocolate.
Right.
So
What dishes did you guys do?
I think we did a cacao nib cured kampachi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tartar.
Oh,
A
dope.
tartar, yeah,
Hell yeah.
on rice chips. That was
Mhm.
kind of our appetizer, and then I did a red braised pork belly, with the chashao glaze that had a little bit of the cocoa butter in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had him peeling mandarins.
Oh my gosh,
Oh
the
my
entire
God.
time.
Damn,
that's
bro.
all he did for prep.
That's
He came in, I was like, hey man, so I
peel
got
all
this
this shit.
I got this box of mandarins and we need to peel them. He was like, peel them? He's like, yeah, no, like peel them. Like
Mhm.
all the pith needs to come off of it, and powered through it.
Yeah.
I was like, cool.
Hey, that's dope
I
when
know.
you just
no
get in the
pectin
mix.
necks, no
Yeah.
No
nothing, just
pectin
straight
necks, no nothing.
Just doing it.
Yeah,
That's
straight,
dope.
Oh my
straight
God.
paring knife.
Yeah. Bro, I had this dude named Eloy who I used to work with at the restaurant in Meadowwood. And we did an event at Charter Oak with Sean Brock.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean Brock was like, all the biscuits need to be made to order. So this dude never made a biscuit in his life. And he made 600 biscuits.
Oh my
And like,
goodness.
yeah, and like batch after batch, he would bring it to Sean and Sean would be like, no, make them again.
Oh,
And like, yeah, it was like serious. Like we were going down on biscuits, but he was like in the butchery room at Charter Oak.
Yeah.
And just like, I walk in there, like, be like, yo, where's the shit? Flour everywhere. So I'm just like,
Poor guy,
I'm just
man.
like, it's okay. Just stay in here.
Just do your thing.
Just
man.
stay in
Just
here,
do your
bro. Make
thing.
them biscuits. Yeah. That was one of the hardest services I've ever been a part of. What was one of your hardest services? Like that you remember to this day where you're like, yo.
I staged at the Ledbury when I was a young cook.
Yo, that fucking kitchen
that
is
kitchen is crazy. man.
hardcore.
Oh my God. Downstairs. I was there for like 3.5 weeks, my entire stage.
Yeah.
And like every day, worked directly under the pastry chef. Every day, the guy would just fucking nail into me super hard. One day I fucked up and I broke one of his milfoils.
Ooh.
And because their trays are kind of different out there, there's just like a flat tray.
Right.
You kind of got to put it at an angle.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going too fast, break one. He fucking comes up to me immediately right behind me. Fuck did you do? Fucking pushes my head into the rest of the milfoils. I'm like, fuck. I want to go home. I really like reconsidered my career at that point. Like, God damn, am I really meant for this?
Yeah. Dude, that's a hardcore kitchen, man.
Dude,
Like,
they fucking turn out some really good chefs, though.
they really do. And the food is just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
all
like
plated a la menu.
yeah, it's
every
all
single plate.
and like it's like grand plating.
Mhm.
Fucking crazy landscape plating.
Mm-hmm.
I
Very
really dug
beautiful.
my meal there. Yeah, that's legit.
Did you
Okay.
go there after the pandemic or before?
No, way before.
before.
Right before actually. 2020
Mm-hmm.
February.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The chef's cool, man. He's like a rock star. Like,
Yeah, he is. He
one
had
of
me
those
standing in
old
the kitchen.
chefs.
Dude, I went for lunch and I got the dinner tasting. So I got
Oh,
all these
wow.
people looking at me like, who the fuck is this dude? I didn't have anything but a flannel. So I'm
That's
just wearing a
rad.
flannel. And then he's like, yo, styled me out, brought me down in the kitchen. I had my dessert in the kitchen. And I
Nice.
just stood there for like 20 minutes and filmed as he did service.
Dude, that's so
Wow.
badass.
And like
That's
it was
pretty
it was a fucking dope ass experience.
Mhm.
And I still have it. I think I had it on my Facebook for a long time, but they had this fucking cowboy steak that was just thick and yellow, you know, that yellow fat.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
just like
That
a
grass-fed
shit ton,
fat.
shit ton
Oh,
of
dude,
pine
so
needles
good.
underneath it, and
Oh,
then just
man.
like torched it. mad
yeah.
pine smoke. I was like, damn, that's fucking fuego. It was
That's a classic there. When I was there,
Yeah.
they were doing same dish but with maitake mushroom.
Mhm.
They would like lay lardo over it. and then
Oh,
The
okay.
heat from the coal when it gets taken up to.
I had that
the
dish,
table.
bro.
It was
That
pretty
shit-
good.
Yeah, yo.
Pretty good.
Damn, you're bringing back some memories. That's
Mhm.
fucking crazy. That was a great journey. I ate at mad restaurants that trip. I ate at fucking what's this, a Sushi Tanaka spot,
Oh,
restaurant
okay.
AT.
Okay.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. And then afterwards, I like made friends with the couple next to me, and he's like, "Yo, we're gonna go to this natural wine bar." And so I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." We hop in the Uber. We get there. He's like a celebrity. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's sushi!" Like people were like at the car, like he's like J-Lo. I'm like, "What the fuck
That's
is
so
going on
crazy.
here?" Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
And his bro opened up this wine shop because he didn't like any of the DJs in town. So he just wanted to play his music. So he just opened a
Nice.
wine bar for that reason. I'm like,
That's fucking
legit. Yeah, it
Nice.
was fucking dope. And at that same bar, I met Wendy Lin, who is a writer in the UK, very prolific writer in France. And she used to hang out back in the day with Anthony Bourdain
Oh, shit.
and Andrew Zimmern. Back when they were on drugs and shit, you know what I mean? Like,
Damn.
so like
Mhm.
back
That would've been a
back
cool
in the
time
day,
to know
yeah,
that.
for sure. Yeah, back
Damn.
in New York, you know, crazy man, crazy history.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, chef? Hardest service you ever had?
Oh man, I try to block them
Forget
out.
about them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little PTSD.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I guess a lot of my hardest services was at Aina, my last
Mhm.
restaurant.
Mhm.
For brunch Saturday, Sunday, we would do 250, 300 out of a 45-seat restaurant
Just the sheer numbers.
with 2 servers,
good.
Yeah.
a manager. I'd run outside expo, make all the drinks, make all the coffee drinks, take the counter with the full line.
It's like
It's-
turning it 6 times.
Oh my
right?
goodness,
Yeah.
it was
6, 7
like
times.
every weekend. It was brutal.
God bless you, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But usually the harder services, I try to blank that out. you
Blank
know.
out for sure. It's crazy. One time I got sent home during 12 days. Alinea was there, and I got sent home. And I got sent home with my boy Dalton, who works at Wild Type Foods,
Yeah.
the lab grown
Yeah,
salmon.
yeah.
What do you guys think about that shit? Lab grown salmon.
I've never had it.
Yeah.
I've never
Is
had
it
it.
healthy? Like to
I mean, I think it's healthy.
eat it?
For me, I don't hate it as
Uh-huh.
part of like, but don't sit there and tell me that it's to like feed a need for salmon. Like
Right.
motherfuckers just need to
Right,
stop
right.
eating salmon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we need to learn our lessons and have some
Mhm,
consequences out here.
Mhm.
I think, as shitty as it sounds, we deserve an extinction, at least one, and be like, damn, bro, there's no more salmon. We fucked that up.
Or
We can
tuna.
learn real
No.
quick,
Oh, it's
right?
It's probably coming soon.
Yeah, dude, it's
You know what
gonna
I mean?
come and it's gonna be inevitable, and then we're gonna have to eat this lab grown shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care how good it is, like it's not gonna substitute the
Yeah.
real thing for me.
Yeah.
Never
No.
be the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah. But the way they make it is crazy because they basically like just double cells
Mhm.
and then like they grow the fat separately from the flesh and then they like layer it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's fucking
That's fucking
Technology,
wild.
man.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, these motherfuckers got a whole company out of that shit.
Mhm.
Like that's crazy.
I mean, they got salmon. What's next?
Yeah, that's what
You
I'm
know?
saying.
Chicken, I think.
Yeah, I think they're doing chicken. They're doing
Chicken.
beef.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're cloning like sought after cuts.
Yeah.
So like imagine being able to get the same ribeye, like same all the way through.
do we really want that though?
No, I don't.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cause you need your burnt ends. You need
Yeah.
like, I like that, you know?
Mhm.
I like
Mhm.
cooking meat on the bone,
Yeah.
you know, and then carving it off.
Mhm.
I think that's a lost art. We definitely,
Definitely.
haven't been doing that. And
Yeah, most definitely.
yeah, like
Mhm.
lamb, you know, like I'm all good with a lamb rack, but like when you take it off the bone
Oh yeah.
with
100%.
the fucking belly on it still, like that's legit,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
That's that fucking Charter Oak shit.
Yeah.
Crazy. Where you guys been eating? You probably haven't been. Where do you
McDonald's,
want to
man.
go?
They have, like,
Where
no
do you
time
wanna
all the
go?
I actually eat a lot at Kevin's Noodle House in Daly
Yep.
City.
Okay.
Yeah. We
That
both.
place is so fucking
He
good.
goes to Daly City. I go to Pleasant Hill. You know,
Mhm.
I live in the East Bay.
Mm-hmm.
But Kevin's Noodle House is definitely one of the top places.
Kevin's Noodle House. All right.
Mhm.
Kura Sushi,
Yeah, Kura
Shout
Sushi.
out
If you
Kura
haven't been there
Sushi.
to Kura Sushi,
No.
Stonestown.
that shit is amazing.
There's
Okay.
one in Pleasanton as well, right next to the Livermore outlets.
Okay. Damn, you guys got
Yeah.
all the spots out here.
Mhm.
You know what I'm into? I'm into Chinese buffets.
Oh,
Is there any good ones out here? Because the last good one I went to was in Concord, but I couldn't even tell you how to get there.
Define good though.
I have no idea.
Like
Full
yes.
of people.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I think
popping off Saturday
Yep,
night,
yep.
7 o'clock. Like everything's fresh as fuck.
I'm pretty sure I've been to that one in Concord. Right?
Yeah,
Is
right.
it right next to 99 Ranch?
Yeah, it
Yep.
is.
Great Wall.
Yeah.
I think it's called Great Wall.
Oh damn, I
They
gotta
usually are, chef.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
It's
man.
like
We need
$15, something like that. All
Yeah.
you can eat.
Bro, they need to bring the buffet back.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
I'm down with the buffet. You know, in Rhode Island, we used to have a Puerto Rican buffet.
Oh,
Boricua buffet.
sounds
So like rice
awesome.
and beans and
Nice.
fucking viandas and shit.
Mhm.
Literally 8 things. It wasn't like a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
But I'm just like, just the fact that you have this buffet style, like
Yeah.
that's what I'm about. I want to do a live podcast, and I think we should do one in here.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
That'd be dope.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. It's like now that I'm looking at this space and I'm like, damn, it'd be dope. It's just like, I want to have like Daniel Ballou in here and shit. You know what I mean? Like we
Dude,
gonna bring
one
some
day.
fucking heavy
yeah.
hitters, bro.
Hopefully Jack Papan will come on.
Yeah, dude, that's
Oh
what I'm
my God.
saying.
That's my idol.
Jack Papan.
Jack
I
Papin is
love
your
it.
idol.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you like
Oh
about
my
him?
goodness. When I was a young cook, that's how I really learned how to do cool shit. Was
Yeah.
watching Jack Papan all goddamn day. Right when I woke up to when I fell asleep,
Mm-hmm.
Jack Papan on repeat all the time.
Damn.
Still.
Do not apologize.
Still Jack Papan. We listen
Oh
to
my
his audiobook
Oh yeah.
sometimes all
Does
the time.
he read it?
I don't
No,
think it's
I don't-
him.
You wouldn't
No,
listen to
no.
it if he read it, bro.
Mhm.
What is he saying, man?
You'd be like, yo, bro, this needs subtitles. I
Yeah.
need to read the actual
Yeah.
fucking book.
I'm pretty sure the guy who narrates has a French accent,
Okay.
but I don't think it's as strong.
Gotcha,
So.
gotcha. Yeah, for sure. I'm sure he was like, let me read my book. And they're like, no, I'm sorry, Jacques. You can't.
Yeah,
That's
that's
dope.
a good one though. I
Yeah.
think it's called the Apprentice.
Mhm.
That one's great.
Do you have any idol chefs like that? Like that you like really are like, damn.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Anthony Bourdain was definitely
Mhm.
one of the big ones.
Yeah.
He was the one that I read Kitchen Confidential when I was a little younger, and
Mhm.
that definitely piqued my interest.
Yeah.
You know, in the industry. One of the first chefs I worked for, Alan Wong's. He was in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely one of my biggest mentors. You know, one of my biggest regrets is I wish I worked for him a little bit longer.
Right.
You know, but I definitely take a lot of what he taught in the short time that I worked for him,
Mhm.
definitely to heart every single day. So
Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, this business is built on mentorship, you
Mhm.
know, and if you don't have that, then we don't get nothing.
Yeah.
And that's like, sadly, I think that went away for a while.
mhm.
Like when it became about just the solo chef, the one guy and the, you know, the
Mhm.
name on the door. And then all those people became personal chefs,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Slowly coming back though. You
Yeah.
know, I see people opening restaurants and shit that I was like, damn, I thought you were out of the game for sure. But
Mhm.
I think this life is long.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, that's also one of the reasons why we wanted to name it Piglet&Co. You know, because the co for us is very important. Is everyone who has helped us get to where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every single employee that we have, past and present. You know, we wanted to make sure that they're included in everything that we do.
Mm-hmm.
The co.
The Co, baby.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Co Restaurant Group. Do you ask you this? Because you're El Chino Grande, do you have a group of Chinese chefs in the city that like you guys like is there
Oh,
no
That'd be
brotherhood
awesome.
out
That
here?
would be awesome.
Not
Like the Latinos
really,
are like,
man.
yeah, let's do it, baby. But like,
Mhm.
you know,
Not really. I
Yeah.
mean, I wish I did. I wish
Right.
I had more of a bandwidth to be able to kind of put towards that,
Mhm.
you know, build that community. But you know, sometimes priorities.
yeah,
you
bro.
know, I gotta
Got a
gotta
motherfucking
make
business to run, man.
gotta
You ain't
make-
got time for that shit.
Yeah, you know,
You know, gotta make it happen out here.
I'd love to. You know, I'd love to build a community of Asian chefs, Taiwanese chefs. Not really, just chefs in general. You know,
Right.
of
Mhm.
you know, our generation.
That's something the
You
Bay
know.
Area doesn't have right now.
Mhm.
And I think that's why LA does it better than
Mhm.
us. Because we don't have that brotherhood. We're not, I think it's because we're not partying enough. You know, I
That's
think
very
that's,
true.
That's
yeah,
very
man.
true, yeah.
10 years ago, we partied. We were
Yeah.
like, yo, clean
Yeah.
up quick because we're going to the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I'm gonna take it easy, go home.
Yep.
You know, it's like different. And I'm not saying that you got to go out and get drunk, but go out and do something.
No,
It's like
definitely.
even though it's the wee hours of the night, and yeah, maybe you might not get the sleep that they said on the fucking internet that you should get.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, it's like you need to do that shit in order to like cultivate relationships. Like some of the best relationships I've ever had were like beers out with other cooks from other restaurants.
Oh yeah, most
you know?
definitely.
Yeah, and then you forget about that because you don't do it. You become an owner, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's like now we're like the uncles, right? So we gotta like have the picnics and shit in order for it to happen.
Yeah.
You know?
I think closest that we do, you know, is usually once or twice a week or once or twice a month, sorry. Perpetu down the street. They're one of our really good friends, so we'll go over there, have a couple beers and kind of hang out.
Fuck
just
yeah.
chill.
Shoot the shit.
Shoot the shit. They'll come
Those guys
over
are
here.
legit, man.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
No. What kinds of food is it?
Guamani and Tremoran.
Oh,
Really good.
Get the fuck out
Really
of here.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
It's solid.
Yeah. How'd you meet them? Just having a restaurant on the same block?
I met them, I want to say about 10, 12 years ago, a long time ago.
Right.
When I first started at Hilo.
Okay.
Is how we all kind of met. But yeah, you know, throughout the years we remained friends. They had a small spot, no hood, up Upper Mission.
Yeah.
For a couple of years. No hood.
No hood.
No gas, electric. It was crazy. The amount of
Just
So
so much smoke.
oh my goodness.
You're like
but
crying.
the food that they would put out with the restriction that they had, you just knew that they would kill it once they found a legit spot. So they left that spot, did pop-ups for a couple years. So we did pop-ups together, did a couple events during the pandemic, and they took over the old Commonwealth space not too long ago. And
Wow, yeah. I ate at Commonwealth.
Yeah.
That's a dope Did they do anything different to the dining room?
They kept the dining room for the most part the same. I don't really remember Commonwealth previously, but they have that parking lot next door.
Yeah, they do.
So they put a tent up during.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
okay,
so
got you.
all these plants up there.
That was a weird.
It's really cool. I urge you to go. 100%. It's a really cool vibe that they have going on.
I'm unsure who the chef was at Commonwealth, but when I went to go eat there, I did find it weird that it was like it's like this parking lot and then this restaurant. It's like really empty lot.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
I think now they got a couple, bathrooms, like one of those air conditioned bathrooms out there.
Right. Does that cost money?
It's really nice. I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
How much would you pay to use a public bathroom? Like a nice one, like with amenities and shit.
Air conditioned one,
with like Listerine in it and shit.
Oh man,
little toothbrushes.
It depends.
If I really had to go,
if I really had to go,
$20.
Hell yeah.
$20, yeah.
Sometimes,
sure.
maybe a little bit more if depending on what level you're at.
Recently I was at this new workplace of mine and I was training at one of the weird tech buildings out here, and I went to use the staff bathroom and they had a bidet in it.
Ooh.
And I'm like, bidets are cool, but like also public bidets.
A public bidet.
Yeah, that's a little weird. Like because you're just gonna shoot the other person's shit shrapnel all over yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I don't know about this.
Hey, when in Rome, man.
I don't know about this. Yeah, right. Tell no one ever. Yeah. See, my problem is I'm too honest. I'll say that shit on this show.
Apparently it feels good. Apparently.
Apparently. Yo, we had one growing up in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so me and my brother used to turn that shit all the way up and it should hit the ceiling. And my dad was like, what the fuck? But yeah, so I grew up using that shit.
Wow.
We had it was like a porcelain, like a nice one. Like a fucking, it's like a second toilet kind of thing.
I was making edibles for the Green Cross not too long ago, and they had one from Japan where it just shoots out. As soon as it senses you walking by, it's like
Toto. I think the brand is
Toto. It can register your butt.
Yeah.
There's a profile and it just
registers your butt
at you.
Yo, that's weird.
It was crazy.
How it that must be some AI shit.
Mm-hmm.
But also you think about the production of that thing and have a group of people around the computer being like, all right, so how do we get it to right in there? You know what I'm saying?
What's the right angle
You
here?
want to call Richie from electronics down here? We got to get this figured out before end of day.
We got to do a little more testing, guys. Sorry.
It's shit like that. Shit like that people are working on all the time. You're like, what do you have the time, right? But when you're cooking and shit, it's almost like you're living your passion, right? You live in the dream, as they say, right? So you don't notice time. It just like
Living the
goes by
dream.
so fast, you know? But it's true. It's like, this is it. You know, this is like everything as a kid when you're like, I want to be a chef. I want to own a restaurant. And like, this is it right here, you know? And it's like the most amazing thing in the world. And it's a lot of times, you know, aside from articles and shit that you may get sometimes, it's a kind of a thankless fucking job.
Oh yeah.
You know, because like, I remember my restaurant, my chef told me back in Rhode Island, he was like, dude, he's like, sometimes like you'll have this like great dinner. He's like, at the end of the night, you just turn off the lights and you're by yourself again. And I'm like, damn, chef, like, why you gotta fucking say that shit, you know?
Hey, I feel that. There's plenty of times where, you know, if he leaves early, all my dishwashers are gone. I'm sitting here, the lights are turned off. I'm like, man, we did it.
Yeah.
But then there's also some days I'm like, man, this is gonna be hard tomorrow.
Right.
You know, and it's
it's
how you wake up every morning and, you know, with that drive.
Stressed out. Fucking
Always.
getting the fishmongers calling you at 4 a.m. We don't have your cod.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
No comment.
The fish
my
preparers out here, bro, they'd
No
be like,
comment.
yeah, there's no black cod for like the next 4 months. No, we just R&D'd that dish and we came by and we, you know, but that's how it be, you know?
Yeah, that's how it goes. You gotta stay on your toes.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, so you make all the orders here?
Chris, for the most part, is doing it right now.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Our work is kind of split up, kind of weird at the moment.
How do you split up the labor between you guys?
How do we do that?
Like, meaning like...
That's a good question.
yeah.
That is a very good question.
Right now, we're kind of setting up the line half and half. So I'll get 2 stations and you'll get the other 2. And we'll just bang it out until one of our line cooks comes in.
Is there a side that's harder than the other? Would you
I
say?
think every single station's hard in its own right. You know, he works fry oven right now. I mean, he gets slammed because he's got some of our signatures, our shrimp toast. But he gets slammed with all the appetizers, so he usually gets his shit rocked in the beginning. And then I work entremet at Expo, and then we have a grill cook. He works the grill. But everyone gets rocked.
Right.
So
how many people are you doing in here?
Right now about 65 on a
Okay.
good day.
Right.
We kind of cap it right now, because we always want to make sure that we're able to give that good service. You
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
I'd rather do 60, 65 and give 99% good service versus banging it out 100 every single night, being tired all the time, and 30 people walk away like, what the fuck was that? Fuck that place.
Comp 30 people's meals and shit.
Yeah.
No matter what you're gonna pay for it, you just gotta pick when you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
You know, so like just like most of the things in life, you know.
Yeah. But right now we have a prep cook in the morning. We just hired another part-time prep.
Dope.
So they kind of help with all the receiving. I do most of the pig butchery that comes in. Chef does most of the seafood.
Okay.
The fish butchery that comes in, and then pretty much split the line in half. And he takes a couple stations, I take 2 stations, and then there's some stuff that we overlap and everything. For the most part, chef makes a family meal almost every day.
Dope.
It's rough.
It's
Yeah.
rough.
It's rough,
you know.
man. Oh my goodness.
There's times at 3:45 I look over, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, chef, what you got planned for family meal? Looks like nothing. Riblets and rice it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
You know?
goodness. I feel like I'm training for Top Chef every time I get fucking family meal. It's like I got 15 minutes, make it banging, and then let's go.
Lately has been some fire pulled chicken taquitos though.
Oh yeah.
Some
I think that's the easy way to
Oh,
go
yeah.
though. Just
Yeah,
fucking pre-make your
one-
taquitos, fry them up,
He's pre-making taquitos over
Hell
here.
yeah.
God damn, bro.
ready to go.
I would have done the cheat code right there. I'd have been like, all right, Mexican lasagna, dog. I'd have layered
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I'd just fucking tortillas down,
My mom
meat,
used to make
tortilla,
me that.
meat.
That's so
pressed
crazy.
it. You know, press it, cut it,
yeah.
fry it. You good?
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie though, our family meals are pretty fire.
Yeah.
Like usually 90% of the time, our family meals are
Mhm.
pretty spot on.
Point. Well, I
you know?
mean, I think in a place like this, it has to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a couple
Yeah.
places that I've been to that have bad staff meal. I'm like, kind of makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm like
Yeah.
looking around. I'm like, yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense. But like, you know, and a bad staff meal can derail service.
Oh yeah.
You know, if everybody's
Most
mad,
definitely.
yeah. So what sucks is though when you don't mean to fuck it up and you like overcook the rice a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? And then you're like,
this is porridge.
yeah, exactly, right?
Porridge now.
Yeah. Bro, I had
Don't
this,
worry about it. It's porridge.
This dude I used to work with at Meadowwood, he made fucking, what is that nasty ass soup with the noodles in it? Minestrone. So he made minestrone. Not that it was nasty, but he basically put the noodles in the pot and then we went to lineup. And then when we came back, all the noodles had absorbed all the juice.
Oh my
So
God.
it was just like
Minestrone casserole.
Yeah. I was
wild.
like, look, we're just gonna call this hot pasta salad.
Poor guy. I would have been defeated.
Dude. Literally,
Like,
he
oh
was
my
like the look on his face. He was like,
Yeah.
you don't come back from that.
No.
You just
Mm-mm, you
proceed
do
to
not.
have the shittiest service of your life and then go home and
That's happened to us before. We're like, oh yeah, let's make a rose caldo, and then
Oh yeah.
we put it up, and then 10 minutes later we look at it and it's like, maybe it's porridge.
yeah.
Maybe it's porridge.
Yeah.
It's no longer caldo in the rose.
Keep the rice separate.
Caldors. Hey, it happens, baby. Crazy, man. So, do you guys have any collabs coming up? Any chef collabs?
Right now, not yet.
Mhm.
We're talking to a couple
Mhm.
of our homies.
Right.
Talking to a couple of people down in LA as well.
Okay.
I always wanted to have him be the first collab with his
Taquero Eddie, baby.
taquero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring it.
Let's talk about your taco concept.
Yeah.
Like, what's the name of it? Like, what do you got?
So I named it after my grandma.
Okay.
Her name was Amelia, so that's where Tacos Amelia came from.
Okay.
And she's kind of the reason why I became a chef. She started off as like having a tortilla company,
Mm-hmm.
and then later on in her life, she opened up a restaurant, and I just wanted to carry that legacy. So saved up all my money when I was a young cook. Hacienda had just came out with their Molino, so I was like, made that a #1 goal to purchase that Molino and just try to get it rocking.
Yeah.
But been stumped twice now. First was a pandemic, and then I started to help Chris open this restaurant. I just kind of left it behind and
Hey.
for greater purpose.
Right. They'll come back, baby.
Mhm.
So, explain your tacos. What do we got? What's
So
2 tortillas, 1 tortilla?
I was doing fried tacos for quite a while there.
Okay.
Make my own masa,
Mhm.
trying to do multiple types of masa for each taco.
Okay.
So I'll try to do like cool designs, like let's say one taco, half of it was white, half of it was blue.
Okay.
Just trying to make it, fun
Right.
and also really good. We're doing taco pop-ups at local breweries like Speakeasy and Harmonic.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to serve the people, I
Yeah.
think that's all I really want to do. And then
Hell yeah. Do you want to have a restaurant, you think, or you want to have a truck, a cart? Like, what do you want to do?
I've always wanted to be like these guys out here in the Mission, just slanging fucking
Cooking on a fucking
tacos.
sheet pan?
Hell yeah,
Bro, hell
Fucking
yeah, man.
slanging
That's what I'm
tacos
talking
for
about.
drunk people.
Yeah.
People who like really appreciate good simple food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one
Oh, yeah.
day, hopefully
Yeah.
one day.
So they be getting attacked now.
Yeah.
I see it all the
know,
time. I'm
crazy,
like, what's
right?
going on, man? I
Yeah.
never I look at them. I'm like, nah, they don't inspire anger. I don't want to hit them. You know what I mean? They got like, what is it? Bacon covered hot dogs and shit on that sheet
Yeah.
pan.
Oh yeah.
Danger
Like,
dogs,
bro,
baby.
they do more in that sheet pan than some chefs do with like
Oh yeah.
all clad pans.
Oh yeah,
you
most
know?
definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And you see them setting up early too. Sometimes if you leave the show early, they're out there for like 2 hours
yeah.
before the shit
Mhm.
ends. You know?
I've seen those guys at Restaurant Depot loading up those carts.
Yeah.
Stacked. One cart full
Yeah.
of hot dogs, one cart full of
Mhm.
onions, one cart full of buns, and this dude probably had like 20 carts around the city.
Yeah.
They just prep everything and
That's crazy.
nuts.
Bro, if you don't get to Restaurant Depot before 6, you're not fucking getting out of
Yeah,
there
And
till
that line
9:30.
is so
line
long.
is-
Yeah, bro.
Good.
Yeah.
You got to get there
Yeah.
early and like
Mhm.
know where everything is.
You got to know everything.
Yeah.
you
I
know?
think they change the shit sometimes. They
They
change where
definitely do.
things are.
Yeah.
Damn.
Just to fuck with you.
Yeah,
fuck
right.
with
Just
you.
the fucking.
Yeah.
Sometimes you be in there and you be like, that's where they get that.
Yeah.
You seen that robot server that they got now?
The robot server.
Yeah, it's like a thing. It's like a thing that'll wheel things over to the table.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
you
like
just put
hot
the-
pot.
yeah, put
like
the
just
plates
people in
on it
hot-
and
yeah,
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've seen that.
They have
Yeah.
one of those at Kura Sushi.
Yeah.
It brings your drink.
For your drinks.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
You thinking about one for here?
It sings a little song for you, you know. If you had a piglet face.
Yeah, there you go.
And
That'd be kind
awesome.
of creepy.
Yeah, it'll be a little creepy. They're a little annoying. They get in the way,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, right. And then you can't talk shit about it.
Mhm.
You know what I
This
mean?
fucking thing.
Yeah, right.
That's so
Fucking
funny.
wheels over there in the way again.
Yeah, right.
Motherfucker. Crazy. So, fuck, guys. You guys are tired as fuck, ain't you?
Oh my god.
You guys have just been here all day. And
We've
then you're
been
like, this
working
motherfucker-
like 6 days a week for the past
Year.
year. Yeah.
Right.
The whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah. We work 6.
Is the goal to get this place like staffed to a point where you can kind of step away?
That's always the goal.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, right now it's a little hard for staffing, you know.
Mhm.
I've asked everyone, you know, everyone's going through the same thing. Everyone's
Yeah.
hiring. You know, you'll get
What do you think it is? Because I think it's like this city specifically. And it's almost like the lower rung cooks around here have like a little bit of a union going on.
Mhm.
You know, it's not official. It's just like an
Mhm.
unofficial union. And then they're like, yo, just go over here. They pay you $2 more.
100%.
You know what I
It's
mean?
been like
Yeah.
that.
There's no loyalty,
Yeah.
you know? That's why it's so hard to find somebody, you know?
Yeah.
When I was hiring at that restaurant I was opening, this motherfucker came to the door with like a dirty wife beater and no shoes on.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, give me a job. And I was like, no. And he's like, but I'm really good at cleaning. I'm like,
yeah.
no, you're not.
Can't clean
You
yourself.
know what I'm
man.
saying? Yeah, man. I'm like,
No.
what is this? You actually think you can come
Yeah.
here and get a job like that? I'm sorry, man. Like, I would if I could.
Yeah. Well, I feel that's the
Mhm.
thing with loyalty, you know, like a lot of these cooks these days don't stay around to develop that loyalty. You know?
Right.
Our only line cook right now, he's been with me 3 different restaurants. He's cooked for me for almost 10 years, 10,
Mhm.
11 years,
Yeah.
you know, so, but we take care of him, you know, he's like family to us.
Right.
and
Amazing
it's
cook.
Amazing cook,
Amazing.
you know, and it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I'd love to have people loyal to us, you know, like want to stay with us
Mm-hmm.
for a long time, but you know, you can only change what you can change,
Right.
you know, like when we first started, I was one of those things where it's like, I'm not going to yell. I'm not one of those guys, you know, if we have a problem, we'll talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not going to sit here and berate you and
Yeah.
belittle you like we were,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know, and I just don't think that's how you can run a restaurant, manage people anymore. People don't want to work for you.
No.
You know, there's too many people hiring. They don't want to work for an asshole,
No.
you know? So
No.
that's what we try to do is, you know, try to bring a level head and try to treat everyone with respect. And,
Mhm.
you know, we're human. We make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time, you know, but at the same time, it's how we treat ourselves and how we treat our staff and our family and
Mhm.
every day. So,
Yeah, I was talking to Chef Juliana yesterday, and she was like, how do you like train a chef in this new ecosystem? Like where fear is no longer like present. Like nobody's afraid to fuck up.
yeah.
You know, it's like back in the day you were made to understand that like if you fuck up the mise en place, you directly affect the restaurant's like money.
Yeah.
Right? You're fucking with someone's money.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, oh, you made a mistake. Like, it's okay. You know, and I think culinary school, that's the bad part about culinary school. They
Yeah.
teach you like this abundance that isn't real.
Yeah.
Like, no, you can't just go get another onion
Yeah.
because there isn't one.
Yeah.
You know, like that was the last one. That's all we got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's like, I mean, you fuck up, but I think, you know, if you fuck up and the whole lesson you got from that is I don't want to fuck up because I'm afraid to fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's not the right lesson to learn. I
Definitely
think
not.
The right lesson to learn is how do I fix this fuck up? So next time if I fuck the same thing up again, how do I make it so no one knows I fucked up?
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
he fucks up all the time. I fuck up all the time, but
Mhm.
no one knows about it because we know how to
Right.
fix it, you know?
Mhm.
And I think that's,
And you don't react.
and you don't react, you know?
Yeah.
Well, that's a big one.
'Cause-
But I think, you know, you need to teach these younger cooks that it's okay to fuck up, man. It's like, it's okay to fail, but it's how you
How you come
learn
back
from
from
that,
it.
how you
Yeah.
come back from it, you know?
Mhm.
You fuck this up, how do you fix it? Cool. Get to the steps.
Mhm.
Don't fuck it up next time.
Right.
They fucked up a second time. Now we're gonna have a more serious conversation.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm not yelling at you because you didn't chop these chives correctly. You know,
Mhm.
it's like, cool. Well, let's do better next time.
Right.
That's
right.
These chives are not for family meal, but let's cut some new ones.
Meanwhile, you have a quart of chives for family meal. You're like, this is way too many chives for family meal.
RateMyChives.com.
Oh my god.
Is that really a thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an Instagram.
It's Instagram. Rate My
Whoa.
Chives.
Dude, that guy's a tough critic. I thought I did great. I got a 7.9. I was pretty fucking sad.
You sent him your chives?
Oh, yeah.
I
I was like, bro, I'm gonna get a 10.
Dude, he had a whole
fucking
mountain of
smash
chives.
this.
Oh man, they looked great.
Mhm.
I thought they looked great, and I was like,
He said 7.9.
Yeah, 7.9.
and my whole thing is
I
like,
was
maybe
like,
if you
God
took a better photo,
Mhm.
if you would have had to taken a better photo, I
Right,
think he would have
right.
given you a better score.
Yeah.
But
You
I
got to
mean,
sprinkle them on your knife
that too.
if you want to take
Yeah,
a
the-
good
just so
picture.
it
Of
was,
them.
like,
That way,
freshly
yeah, that
cut.
way you can
Yeah,
freshly
yeah.
nice.
Oh my god.
You know?
Yeah.
I wish I was I guess I can be this, a food stylist. I just
mhm.
want to work for like Burger King and like
Yeah.
help the
Oh,
chicken
yeah.
fries pop.
Oh yeah.
You know? I learned a lot of that shit from working at Meadowood because we
Mm.
did so many fucking photo shoots
Yeah.
that it was just like MacGyver shit sometimes to
Yeah.
get it done, you know?
Yeah. Make sure you don't eat this one.
Yeah, exactly.
This one's
exactly.
not
So funny.
edible.
Yeah, exactly. That has no salt on it. So
Yeah.
please don't do that. Or that pork is just seared.
Yeah, right.
It's
raw.
totally raw. Yeah. It's like, how do you think it still looks juicy?
Definitely done that before.
Yeah, for sure. They're like, I've actually, one time I ordered some wings drunkenly in the middle of the night and I ate them in a dark taxi. And then I went inside my house. I passed out. I woke up the next day and they were raw.
Mm,
Oh wow.
All the wings were raw. I had eaten them all.
yeah.
And it was like raw. Like,
Goodness.
like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, the fact that I didn't get sick.
Yeah. But imagine if you just thrown that box away, you would have never known.
I would have never known
Never
that,
know.
right?
Yeah.
Damn, I can't throw shit out in the street before, you know. In the 90s, we used to litter like a motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
I remember my
Throw it
dad,
right on the sidewalk.
yeah, collecting
yeah,
everything
yeah.
in the car, put all the fucking
go.
fast food in there. Now you're like,
Oops.
yeah, right? Now they're like $10,000.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
what the fuck?
Oh man.
Yeah. Crazy. So, guest chef events coming up for you guys in the works. Fucking more festivals.
We're still
What are you doing for Christmas?
nothing.
Okay.
I mean, we're
Brunch Christmas Eve.
brunch. It's because it's Sunday.
Right.
It's-
So,
it lands on a Sunday, Monday, so we just do our normal schedule.
Mhm.
Christmas Eve brunch, New Year's Eve brunch. We are going to take 2 days off in the new year.
Okay.
The first Wednesday, Thursday. We'll take that off to kind of give us a little break. We've been kind of going overdrive
Mhm.
for the past year, so
Mhm.
I don't think it's going to do much, but I think
Yeah.
it's something, something.
For
So,
sure. Make sure on those 2 days you don't fucking work.
No,
Don't look at your
Yeah.
phone.
Try
Oh.
not to.
Don't cocoon either all
Try
day.
not to.
well, I
Motherfuckers.
have to because I have a pig coming in on Tuesday, but
I'm not working. Got a pig coming in Tuesday. What's the deal with the pigs? Where are you getting them from?
So right now we're getting them through Creamco,
Okay.
they're out of Washington,
Mhm.
Kleeman Family Farms. I mean, I've done whole animal butchery for at least 9-10 years. This is one of the nicer pigs I've ever worked with for sure.
Mhm.
Definitely is very, very nice.
Yeah. So
very
you get it whole.
We get a half.
Half
So we
a-
get
okay.
one. Currently, we get a half pig every other week.
Okay.
And then we supplement with an extra loin from the same pig.
Okay.
Got
got
every
you.
other week. So
Cool. And then, so this is basically like clockwork. You're
Yeah.
getting that in. Do you find yourself like with an abundance of meat, or like is it right there?
it feels like it's a lot of meat sometimes,
Right.
but then once we process it, we're like, oh shit, we need more.
Yeah, we
Right.
run out pretty.
We
quick,
run out pretty quick.
like on
Right.
a bi-weekly basis.
Yeah.
And then how you breaking that side down?
So pretty much we take the loin. I mean, I'm not a master butcher or anything. I just learned a lot of it on my own.
Right.
But we break it down into its primals. We have the shoulder, the leg, and then the belly and the loin. When we first were doing it, we were cutting bone-in chops. We were pan-searing them.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was great dish, but we wanted to get a little bit more yield off of that loin. So we started taking the bone off. And now we do a country fried pork chop
Okay.
over fried rice.
Dope.
So it's the whole loin. We take it off and we're able to portion. We can get a little bit more portions out of it. The leg and the shoulder, we have a charcuterie plate on the menu right now. Chef Eddie makes a lapchang country pate.
Mm-hmm.
We take the heads and the trotters, we braise them, and then we roll them into a torchon. Actually, this one we pressed into a terrine, so we'll kind of it's a little different.
Yeah.
And then we also make a Taiwanese sausage.
Got it.
For the charcuterie plate, and then
Taiwanese sausage.
Yeah.
What's the secret there with that?
5-spice rice wine,
Okay.
a little bit of magic.
MSG, man.
Yeah.
So good.
Love
That's
it.
what we have a label as magic.
Sasongoya. Hey, that'd be a good fucking sausage.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And then with the rest of the, we have a whole hog cut on the menu as well. So that kind of allows us to kind of do whatever we want on it. So sometimes we'll use the copa. Sometimes we'll do a bone-in pork belly. Right now we're going to be transitioning into our winter menu. So it'll be pork noodle soup.
Okay.
And we have pig heads torchon going on for this week
Mm-hmm.
for that. So
Damn, pig head torchon. Okay. So you
Yeah.
guys are getting down.
trying to.
Yeah.
Trying to do cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
you
I
know,
hear that.
No regrets. No apologies. You
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
Do you guys find yourself getting more other whole animals in here? Lamb?
Eventually,
Yeah.
definitely.
hopefully one day.
I want to do lamb. I want to try to get some wild game in here.
What are the laws on that? Can you?
I gotta.
Doesn't matter. I mean, fucking Skeens did it.
I
Who
gotta.
gives
I
a
know.
fuck?
I gotta do a
Oh.
little research on that. You know.
Black bear.
I think you can do boar.
Yeah, I can do boar, venison.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do bear. I
Yeah.
don't think that's.
I don't see enough venison.
Yeah.
I wish venison was more of a regular thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's a risk. Even with lamb, you put that shit on the menu, not that many people get
Yeah.
lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and lamb is delicious.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
know,
my favorite.
yeah,
I love lamb.
yeah. I honestly, I think it's the best meat out there. I don't know about New Zealand lamb. That shit tastes like bass to me.
Mm.
Bass.
Yeah, it tastes a little
Interesting.
fishy. I don't know why.
Interesting.
I don't know why. I get that every time. I'm like, maybe I'm tripping, and then I'm like, let me eat it again. But it's got
Yeah.
like this fucking salinity to it. And I'm
Maybe it's
like,
the grass they're eating over there. Or
it's
something,
got to be
or-
something. But I'm like,
Maybe.
yeah, it's a little weird to me. I always
Yeah.
get weirded out by it.
Yeah.
But I mean, lamb and seaweed is good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like I made this seaweed pesto with just like nori kombu over the fire,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
crisp it up, blend the shit out of it with raw garlic and like
Nice.
chive oil, super green chive
Oh
oil.
yeah.
And then just honestly, that condiment right there on anything.
Yeah.
That's just good.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Pasta, fucking lamb chops.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. We were making something very similar with
Mhm.
confit garlic and nori. We blend it all together.
Yeah.
A little bit of kombu stock.
Mm-hmm.
And that was our dressing for our tomato dish.
Ooh.
It was, yeah. We use fresh seaweeds from Monterey.
Mm.
Some ogo, some dulse, some sea lettuce and nori. Super good stuff.
Mhm.
Monterey-based seaweeds. Shout out.
Shout out to them. Oh yeah.
Monterey Bay seaweeds, man.
We should get
Really
our
cool spot.
seaweeds from there was a lady diver. She was up north in Mendocino.
Okay.
And her and her husband used to
Oh shit.
like their thing was they did dry aged wakame and stuff. They used to
Mm.
basically
Oh,
have these
wow.
like these strings hanging up above the water,
Wow.
and then they used to hang the seaweed there and like dry it in the sun but above the water.
Oh shit.
So it's like super like aged wakame is what they
Yeah.
called it. But sadly her husband passed away, and then
Oh, man.
after that they shuttered the business. But that was some of the best seaweed I've
Yeah.
ever had. And it was just these two people that would
Wow.
like drive down 4 hours to fucking give it to us.
Well, that's
you know?
crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy the amount of like artisans and weird like mushroom foragers and shit
Oh yeah.
that come by. Like, do you get any weirdos coming by here? I guess you're in the city, so it's fucking
Not really.
it's hard.
I
you
mean,
know?
When I was cooking Italian food at Seven Hills, we worked really closely with Ramini Mozzarella.
Mm-hmm.
Audrey, she's a really beautiful woman. You know, super nice.
Mhm.
Her and her husband started this small buffalo farm. Started doing her own mozzarella. Her husband actually passed away.
Wait a minute. I know that woman.
Yeah, she's very,
I
very
visited
nice
her
woman.
farm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was in that barn with the water buffaloes.
Yeah, and
So I
then you
was like,
see
damn.
the cheese room in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
All by
super
herself,
wild,
man.
Yeah,
I was like,
super
damn.
wild.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I love that about the food industry. You know, you kind of know people.
Yeah.
It's like weird, like, oh, you know that sheep herder too? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like weird shit. But good, man. Hell yeah. So, you know, this show usually do it for the younger cooks, younger generations. Is there any piece of advice you could offer to a 21-year-old cook right now? Like getting in the field, like, you know, what should they do? Where should they go? What is the guidance?
Read cookbooks. Read cookbooks, you know. I think that's something that I find with younger cooks that, you know, they don't read cookbooks anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've got a collection, 2-3 bookcases full of cookbooks. You know, I think same thing with Chef here. That it's kind of a loss. I think in this Amazon era, you know, there's not the physical cookbook anymore.
Right.
And I think that's super huge. You know, when I was a younger cook, that's what really, not saying I would take recipes from them, but, you know, that's where I got a lot of inspiration from. And it's like, you learn from those cookbooks, you learn from those stories and find out what other chefs are doing.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I think mine would be find a chef where you can definitely learn a little bit of everything. You know, where you can learn butchery, charcuterie, you know, working with the seasons. I think that's very, very important because not a lot of places will teach you that.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was doing Michelin star restaurants, you know, I didn't get that type of education. And that's when I was really grateful for, you know, working under Tony Florian,
Right.
where he really, really like made me like the chef I am today.
Yeah. Did you feel like when you got to the Michelin restaurant, was it what you thought it would be? Was it a little bit different?
It was kind of a letdown,
right?
To be honest, yeah.
Because you had already worked for this great chef, and even though he didn't have the stars, like he was amazing.
Yeah, big letdown, but
Mm-hmm.
I really, really still appreciate it.
Yeah,
most definitely, especially
sure.
the people you meet.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was working at Californios, I met great people.
Yeah,
you know, lifelong friends, just banging it out day and night.
Hell yeah. And shout out to California. That's about to be an institution out here in the Bay, bro.
That was a great chef.
Yeah,
man.
he really is.
Yeah, very patient. You know, very understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of chefs like.
No,
sure.
especially at that level. Like, there's a lot of chefs that are at that level. Like, there's a certain bit of crazy that you have to be. So I'm always looking at the chefs who aren't that. You know, and I'm like, damn, how do you do it?
Yeah,
you know,
I don't know.
Because like I know me, like sometimes I look back and I'm like, man, like it was hard, but goddamn, I'm thankful that they were that hard on me.
Yeah,
because I was a motherfucker.
Yeah,
you know, I was like, we ain't got to do it that way, like. You know what I'm saying? And like, motherfucker, do it that way. And when you have somebody telling you like that, you're like, oh, yeah. You know what I mean? We'll do it like that. You know? It's like, it's a crazy feeling, that Michelin feeling. But as I always say, you don't have to have Michelin stars to act as if you do. You know what I'm saying? It's all about like, you know, even just waking up in the morning, like how you handle your business outside of the kitchen is also important for your cooks, you know. But, I want to appreciate you guys for being on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
That's
also,
great.
this spot is beautiful. What movie is this?
I don't know. We kind of have.
What is this like is this like a
I want to say it was Drunken Master, so I don't know if I'm pretty sure this is still Drunken Master. We have like a little Rolodex of like 8 or 9 movies that we play that we changed.
Is it like on a DVD changer or what?
Well, it plays off a Blu-ray, but we load them onto a USB.
Okay, gotcha. So you got like 8 movies on there?
Yeah, 8 or 9 movies. A couple different ones. I'm pretty sure this is Drunken Master. But
yeah. Fuck yeah, baby. Well, shit. Shout out Piglet&Co. What address is this?
2170 Mission Street.
2170 Mission Street. Piglet&Co. Come check them out. Chef El Chino Grande. We got Taquero Eddie in the house. Fucking Sucio Talk. You can't see me because there's horrible lighting in here. I didn't bring my lights. It's my fault. It's not your fault. It's a beautiful restaurant. But anyways, shout out to everybody. I got fucking mad podcasts coming up. Oh, guess who I got? I'm gonna have on Bay Area memes.
Oh shit!
Oh,
That
no
dude,
way.
yeah, he's coming. Yeah,
Nice.
he's this Friday. He's
Yo,
coming on.
that's
So,
rad.
yeah, that's gonna be a good
Nice.
one. I gotta talk to that dude because I see
Hell
he's doing
yeah.
crazy shit, and I'm like, give me a little bit of history on you because
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, right.
interesting guy for sure. But shout out to everyone out there. Peace and love. Sous talk.
Boom. Oh. Mastered. Because like, yo, take those headphones. I was actually about 1,000.
No, what time is it?
10 o'clock.